welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited because in today's video we're going to be reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books on Goodreads. So we're going to be reading like my 4-star and 5-star reviews. I have done this before and some of them are so outrageous, so I'm kind of nervous, but I'm really excited because I feel like I might take it a little personally, some of them. Like I'll be like, oh, you're saying that about my favorite book ever. I see. We are gonna start with Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I love this series. Okay, here we go. I read this book to my therapist. She's finally letting me kill myself. Oh, another one says, dear God, go to therapy. Both of you, please. They really needed to. Next up is Shatter Me. I reread, and all I gotta say is Kenji carried this. You're not wrong. I would say Kenji carried the first book by a lot because like in the first book I was kind of like, what's going on here? But you have to get to the second book. Another says, this book is what I see in the corner of my room while having sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis. Oh, Juliet, shut the f already. Insufferable whiny oh! Some of these are hurting my feelings. Like, are we talking about the same book? This one's a quotation. Juliet was a traumatized teenager. We do not give a fuck. I mean, I do. I care. I care a little. Some people just hate. This one's funny. Okay. Warner is a psychopath. Adam is okay. And this book is boring. Correct, wrong. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Miss Stephanie Garber, who is my all-time favorite author in the whole entire world. I adore Miss Stephanie Garber. So I'm really scared to see the reviews on this book, let me tell you. First rating says, I don't think Jax brushes his teeth. Jax is like one of the most vain characters ever. How would we think he doesn't brush his teeth? And he like only eats apples. Like I'm pretty sure I never heard him eating anything else in the whole series. I feel like it's most likely he does brush his teeth, and I feel like he would floss. Okay, this one's kind of funny because it's so hypocritical. This was terrible. Worst book I ever read. Need the sequel immediately. Girl. So it's the worst book you ever read, but you cannot wait for the next one to come out? Make it make sense. This one says, this book really is a fever dream, and I don't mean that as a compliment. Why do I feel like it does give a fever dream, but like in the best way possible? Like it's so whimsical. We're gonna hear this person's verdict. My verdict. Evangeline is the ultimate YN. Very much giving pick me vibes, and I'm not like other girls, because she's got pink hair. And oh, she's got dead parents. But she still is hope personified. Don't waste your time reading this book. It's basically every other bad YA book you've read, but in a different font. Like, they brought up how she has pink hair and how she has dead parents, which is why they don't like the book. That is hilarious. The next person says, DNF at 50%. I think what would have made this book enjoyable was if it never existed. Oh! Next is Legendary, which is the second book in the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. This one says, Talon might be the most annoying, stupid MC I've ever read about. Jax was the only good thing in this book. There's so much hate on Tella, it's crazy. This is Emily's review. I want all the characters to die. Never mind, it's so bad. I don't think I can actually carry on with the book. All the characters are so annoying, it makes me want to slam my head into a wall, and the writing style is just... and the plot is just, Wattpad authors can do better. The only good thing about both the first and second book is that the covers are pretty. Dang. Dang, Emily. She wanna kill all of them? That's crazy. That's a crazy review. Next up is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. I really like this one. I didn't like the first one in this series, but the second one really did it for me. It says, just watch Princess Diaries 2 for a better experience. They're not wrong. Next says, is it so bad? I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1. Everyone has their limits. And here is where mine lies. Y'all hoes are getting delusional. If this book was my willingness to live, I'd be suicidal. Oh! Maybe I should have done this with like books that I rated like low stars, so I wouldn't feel as viciously attacked. Anyways, the next is The Silent Patient. This one had me gasping. The Silent Patient, the review goes, not silent enough. I'm at a loss for words at that one. That's hilarious. I was curious. Never again. Plot twist does not make it a good book. If I could burn only one book in my lifetime, it would be this one. Okay. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a little and we're gonna go into a romance, Heartless by Elsie Silver. If I ever pick up a single dad trope again, literally call the police. The little boy in this book was so unbelievably annoying and I hated everything. 1 star because the kid did not have a near-death experience that forced the main characters to question their relationship. She rated it 1 stars because she doesn't like that the book that's literally like a single dad romance trope had a child in it. And she's upset that the child didn't nearly die. The next we're going to be talking about is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, who's one of my favorite authors right now. The MC is about as smart as a paperclip, but just saying that insults the intelligence of a paperclip, so I don't even know. Shein, fast fashion. Frida, fast fashion of writing. The MC is insufferable. She was desperate to be in a relationship, so she ignored glaring red flags, warnings, stop signs, and cautions. She didn't trust anything she saw, heard, or felt. Same recycled plot. This one goes, oh brother. I like Frida's books for a quick palate cleanser, but what actually was this? Sydney was one of the dumbest, most irritating, self-absorbed main characters, and all of them acted like teenagers instead of women in their 30s. Rolled my eyes so hard at the twist that I saw my brain. I'll stop now before I get mean. Next is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This one I found it entertaining, but I roasted it a lot, so I'm sure that other people definitely did too. You know how food tastes bland when you forget to add salt to it? This is the book equivalent of that. This one goes, I want to bathe, misery, and low in hydrofluoric acid. Now we're gonna read about The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one goes, I'm a natural, and I'm a natural at giving books low ratings. Pretty sure getting caught by a serial killer would be less painful than whatever the hell this book was. Okay, next we're doing Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which is a book that I just recently read. I could make a drinking games of how many times Shannon's called Tiny and Johnny talks about, but I die of alcohol poisoning. This book came straight from Wattpad, and that's kind of why I love it, if I'm being honest. Someone said they're both minors with exclamation marks. That is correct. They are both, in fact, minors. Someone goes, still trying to figure out the logistics of how you lose your skirt when someone hits you in the back of the head with a rugby ball. You know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm starting to think about that too. Last but not least, let's talk about Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I am in fact scarred after reading this. Another goes, I don't think I'm a dark romance type of girl. Slams book against the wall. This started off so well and then just became a competition for me not to duck inside the book and give the main guy a slap. Oh my god. I desperately need an unapologetic villain and gray female character couple for so long, and this book was a perfect recipe for it, but it was so botched and awful. The first half wasn't so bad, but I skimmed the last half of the book just out of pure, I don't know, weird sense of duty to finish it. This was far better than Hook, but good gosh, if something would have handled it better, everything could have been so good. Now I'm just left with annoyance. And yeah, those are all the reviews I read today. The 1-star reviews of my favorite books. Might do a part 2 because that was honestly very entertaining for me, at least. I hope it was entertaining for you too. But thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Bye! Well, I don't wanna jinx it, babe.